Hi guys, so I was asked to do a response video to this guy, Alex Belfield, who I don't know who he was. I don't know if he was famous before YouTube or he became famous through YouTube. He has a very strange channel. He's a bit of a tinfoil hat guy, especially when it comes to the pandemic. But this is not about the pandemic. This is about Jacob Rees-Mogg. More precisely, Jacob Rees-Mogg's children. Now, he presents what I see as a perfect straw man argument. This is a perfect example of a straw man. So what is a straw man argument? So it says here from Wikipedia, a straw man, sometimes written as one word, is a form of argument and an informal fallacy of having the impression of refuting an argument. Meanwhile, the proper idea of the argument under discussion is not addressed or properly refuted. One who engages in this fallacy is said to be attacking a straw man. So basically what it means is, if I was engaging in a straw man or attacking a straw man, what I would do is I would misrepresent someone else's position in order to make it easier for me to refute, while ignoring the actual real position of that opponent, maybe in a debate or whatever. Now, in this video, he gives a perfect example of a straw man, and I will explain as he goes ahead.
I'm no fan of Rees-Mogg, but the trolling of his children on Twitter is quite extraordinary this morning and sums up how vile the left are.
So we're off, flying start. So he's immediately associating anyone who's criticizing Jacob Rees-Mogg with the left. Now, I don't know how he's able to do that. And he also says these people are vile or whatever. Okay. So you can call the people who are doing this vile if you want, but how do you associate them with the left? So he automatically starts by saying, these people are the left and I'm going to attack them. And then use this as an example of how bad the left is. So this was a tweet, of course, that Jacob Rees-Mogg posted, and he posted a picture of his children going back to school.
Just because this guy's a politician and a toff and doesn't live in my world does not give you the right to slag off his children. Now this is very important. So he's saying, and he's correct, yes, just because he's a politician, just because he is a toff or whatever, it doesn't give you the permission to slag off his children, of course. So let's hear some examples of people on the left slagging off Jacob Rees-Mogg's children. Having said that, Jacob did decide to put a picture of his kids on Twitter, which I suppose makes it fair game. But the vile...
Okay, this is a valid point. If you upload a picture of your children and you're a public person, you're almost a celebrity, or you're a politician, or you're a famous person, if you upload pictures of your family, you are putting them in harm's way in a sense. Now, I'm not defending anyone attacking the children, but by doing that, you're going to get a response. You are a public figure. You are going to get a response. You can't control that response, but you can control you uploading the picture. Now, this is nothing to do with freedom of expression. You have no one stopping you from uploading a picture, but you have to understand there will be consequences.
The vitriol, the absolutely appalling attack on these poor children.
So he's building up this argument. Look, this vitriol, these horrible people writing these horrible things. So I was waiting to see what these horrible things would be. I was, sitting down in case I was going to, punch the screen or something with this horrible language.
Totally unnecessary, but sums up how extreme left the snowflakes are.
So we're off into another fallacy here. He's like saying, okay, these people are extreme left. I don't know how you have determined this. Have these people written, I'm extreme left and this is what I think about Jacob Rees-Mogg's children? No. So how can you know that these people are on the extreme left? It doesn't make any sense. So this comment is, these are my children. So this is one of he's responding to. These are my children. I'm using them for political gain. I have no shame. How is this an attack on the children? This is an attack on Jacob Rees-Mogg. This comment, I don't know who wrote this comment. You don't know who. Well, you cut off the part where it says their name. You're automatically assuming that this person is far left, and you're attacking them. Yeah, and also he said that these people are snowflakes. He's losing his mind over comments on a Twitter feed. Who is the snowflake here? But how is this an attack on Jacob Rees-Mogg's children? These are my children, so they're attacking Jacob Rees-Mogg. I'm using them for political game. This is attack on Jacob Rees-Mogg. I have no shame. An attack on Jacob Rees-Mogg. There's no attack on the children here.
The Work Brigade in this country can't wait to attack people who just don't sit with their life or lifestyle. And I think this tweet is a perfect example, if you look down at it, as where we've become.
Wow, the responses to this are vile. These are children. Get a grip on yourselves. But you still haven't presented any attack on the children. Can you present an attack on the children? I don't think much of Jacob Rees-Mogg's remake of The Village of the Damned. I reckon it'll bum at the box office. Still, it's probably just been made as a tax write-off. This is actually quite funny. The Village of the Damned. Okay, the children look weird. Okay, and they're not weird physically. They're weird the way they're dressed. Jacob Rees-Mogg dresses in a weird way. He wears a top hat, in the 21st century. Not for a wedding. He wears a top hat in the 21st century. He dresses in a weird way. His children, some of them dress like him as well. The Village of the Damned. This is vile in your opinion. This is horrible. It's a joke. And also, let's go back to the point that Jacob Rees-Mogg uploaded this picture. He was expecting people to respond. This is the best you can find? Somebody saying that they're like the Village of the Damned? A backward society. What was it? A backward village? I don't remember actually even the film very well. I'd have to go and look for images from the film. We have an idea, some sort of weird cult or whatever. They look weird in the picture. Yes, because they're dressed like that. Jesus Christ.
The far right don't worry me. We know where they are. But the far left are in power. These are people green-ticked, blue...
Sorry, they're in power? Boris Johnson is far left. Jacob Rees-Mogg is far left. The Tory party are far left. They are in power. You said they are in power. I didn't know Boris Johnson was far left. That's really weird. I've never heard anyone call Boris Johnson far left before. I've heard him called a conservative, a moderate. Some people even called him a moderate. Boris Johnson far left.
Blue-ticked. People authorised to have an opinion that is more important than you or I, because of course they're in the media and they either work for the BBC.
The media. I didn't know there was a J in the word.
BBC, Sky News, ITV, or one of these places of influence. They write for The Guardian and think they're better than us.
Can you give us an example of somebody saying, I write for The Guardian and I think I'm better than you? This is you projecting your opinions onto these people. Well, they seem pretty ordinary. Oh my God, that's disgraceful. They seem pretty ordinary. That's horrible. Maybe I should censor this image because it's so offensive. It's so disgusting. Well, they seem pretty ordinary. So, please tell me, how can someone be offended by this statement? If I posted a picture of myself and people responded, you look pretty ordinary, should I, ask for their accounts to be removed? They seem pretty... How is this offensive? I honestly want people to tell me, how is this phrase offensive? Pretty ordinary. Is there maybe some level of understatement that I'm not understanding here? Let's remove the word pretty. They seem ordinary. They seem pretty ordinary. I know there is the use of understatement in British English, which can modify the meaning somewhat. But really, I'm grasping at straws here to find some sort of, any sort of offence here. They seem pretty ordinary. I'm lost. Somebody says politically homeless. I don't know if this is far left. Actually, if you're going to look for someone who's on the far left, they wouldn't say I'm politically homeless. Why would they say politically homeless if they're on the far left? They would say I'm on the far left. They wouldn't say politically homeless means you're not in any party. You're not aligning with any party. But anyway, you really need to choose your examples a bit better. Genuine question, and not meaning to take the piss out of Rees-Moggs' children, but does his eldest have only one arm? Have one arm? I've googled the arse out of it, and I can't find any reference to it. But this photo really looks like he does. Does he have one arm? Okay, I don't know if he has one arm or not. They said this is a genuine question. If they said, oh, look, he only has one arm, that would be an insult. But they said this is a genuine question. How is this offensive to anyone? If I posted up a picture and I had one arm behind my back and somebody said, hey, does that guy only have one arm? And I replied, oh, no, here's another picture with me with two arms. I had one behind my back. Oh, okay. Really? Am I being too generous to these people? Please tell me. But I'm trying to find something offensive here, and this guy thinks this is beyond the pale. This is vitriol. You need to work a bit harder, my friend.
The sanctimony of 2020 is quite extraordinary, but it's easily exposed by tweets like this.
This is pathetic. I'm sorry. This is the best you can find.
Attack the children of a politician really is lower than a crab's arse. In fact, these people could skydive out of a crab's arse.
Somebody wrote it says here, it's never acceptable to be abusive to children. Okay. This David Woods writes, it's not a good idea to use your children to make political points either. How is that offensive to the children? It's not a good idea to use children. So who's using the children? It's the politician. We can argue whether it was a good idea for him to put a picture of his children up on Twitter. I think if you put up anything, if I put up a picture of my dog and people said your dog is ugly or your dog is fat or your dog is whatever, I have to take the responsibility of that because I put it up. If I don't want people to insult my dog, I don't put up pictures of my dog. But I'm not a public figure. Jacob Rees-Mogg is. But the idea to say that this is offensive to the children, the attacks, if you can even call them attacks, I'm being extremely generous here by calling these words, by calling this attack. If there is an attack, it's on Jacob Rees-Mogg. I haven't seen anything, even remotely offensive to the children, apart from maybe the Village of the Damned. But that's a bit of comedy. Are you against comedy? Are you against the freedom of expression now?
It's not nice. It's not classy, and it is incredibly exposing as to where we're at in a society that thinks that people like me, gobshites, that speak the truth, our truth.
Sorry, speak the truth, our truth. The truth is not subjective. The truth is objective. Or maybe I'm missing something. I always thought that the truth was objective. It's like a fact. It's true or it's false. You don't have your truth. You have the truth. Something is either true or it's not. A is A. It's not B. It's not, it's B for you, but it's A for me. No. If you want to talk about subjective things, that's different, but that's not the truth.
on behalf of the people are far right-wing extremists, whereas the people on the left are, of course, wonderful, and because they don't like Rees, because, oh, he's got to...
They don't like Rees. They're the people on the... Once again, you keep saying these people are on the left, but you haven't actually demonstrated... You haven't provided any evidence to say that these people are on the left. Or the far left, as you have referred to them as. What is the criteria to be on the far left? Is it because you don't like Jacob Rees-Mogg?
He's got money and he's got 5 children that go to private school. They're okay.
No, for example, my problem with Jacob Rees-Mogg is not that he has money or that his children go to private school. My problem with Jacob Rees-Mogg is that he's a charlatan. He has lied to people. He has used his position to convince people to vote against their own interests. I think he doesn't give a crap about the UK. I care more about the UK than Jacob Rees-Mogg cares about it, because I don't want to see it destroyed. Jacob Rees-Mogg doesn't care about the UK. He's happy to see it destroyed.
To slag the children off. Really interesting, this. And again, I'm no fan of Jacob Rees-Mogg. Absolutely not. He's not my type. But to attack his children... But
you don't have to like Jacob Rees-Mogg to have a problem with Jacob Rees-Mogg. You don't... What am I saying? You don't have... Once again, look, okay, let me take a step back here. I'm getting confused because this is just a big pile of crap. No one is attacking the children. You haven't presented any evidence that Jacob Rees-Mogg's children have been attacked in some way. The closest, as I said before, the closest you could get to it is his children look a bit strange in their uniforms. That's the best you can do.
Lefties, you are exposed.
The lefties have been exposed. So criticizing Jacob Rees-Mogg, not liking Jacob Rees-Mogg, makes you a lefty. So I assume Alex has said twice he doesn't like Jacob Rees-Mogg. He's no fan of Jacob Rees-Mogg. So that must mean that Alex is also a lefty, I assume. YouTube is full of people like this. They have huge followings, and I don't know why. I actually think YouTube is a good place to find facts. It's a good place to exchange ideas. But some of the ideas that you find on YouTube are way out there. And here seems to be an example. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. Your comments are always appreciated. And especially on this particular video. Am I being too generous to these people who are writing on Twitter? Is Alex correct? Is it vile? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to know your answers. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?